name is Kelvin, digital storytelling facilitator, Chavakali team. Chavakali is a small but one of the oldest towns in the western part of Kenya. It is located in Vihiga County, Sabata sub-county. It is approximated to be 400 kilometers from Nairobi to get here by bus, and it can only take you 7 hours on road. I had the privilege to train Stephen Kipkemboi, Aldrin Kagai, and Robert Ongai how to develop digital stories at Saide Community Library. Saide Library strives to enhance our reading culture and enable accessibility of reading materials. I love the idea of discussing the tasks and planning how to execute them together as a team. It made the work so easy. The participants are team players. We had a brief introduction which led to each person telling their expectations. We set rules to be observed. We also took the participants through COVID regulation, and we all agreed to adhere to the regulations. We discussed what digital storytelling means and its principles. The first thing I did was to show them images of isolated log of a tree and of a child on a swing. We discussed each image and possible message they were representing. We concluded that every picture tells a story. The participants found it engaging and they really enjoyed the memory game. I used energizers after every break to bring the group back together. For example, while clapping and tapping your knees in the same rhythm, you say, "Concentration is the game, keep the rhythm if you can. Concentration is the game, keep the rhythm if you can." And then you call your name first twice before mentioning the person you want to keep the rhythm. When you are mentioned, you have to keep the rhythm or else you are disqualified. The rhythm is kept while singing and clapping. All of the participants had an iPad provided by the project. The first thing we did with the iPad was to set it up by creating personal accounts. I then asked the participants to check out the Siri feature and customized it by talking to it. I showed them where to download applications and I asked them to install iMovie. I asked them to take few images both with back and front camera on the iPad. We did a photo safari on the first day. This was intended to help the participants familiarize with the iPad and understand the concept of image and symbolism. I took them through iMovie editing and how to organize your resources on the timeline. Another exercise to develop storytelling skill was the random word story. We all wrote down random words and then we created stories using all the words in two teams to show that even with the same words, different stories could be made. All of this prepared the team for a story circle. A story circle is people coming together to share and listen to stories about the experience or pass certain information across. A good example is the way our grandparents used to tell our stories each and every evening to teach us manners and help us understand our heritage. After explaining what a story circle is, I asked the participants to create their own stories related to reading. The story circle enables each person to tell their story and be listened to. It enables them to also give feedback of the story. Stories started taking shape during story circle immediately after random word stories. On refining the stories, we listened to each other's story together and advised where we thought needed adjusting. We asked each other questions on the image to be used, what they would represent. I could see the participants go back to their photo gallery to identify images that best fit the story. The feedback concept shed light to each of the stories, and each time they had told their stories, they had improved. The feedback from other participants remotely played a big role in boosting the participants' confidence and enhancing their stories. All the participants were inspired with the training, and each of them agreed that they would develop more digital stories and share with us. The team spirit was amazing. Despite the fact the voice recording took longer than expected, they were all happy to wait. This made us extend the digital story workshop with an extra day. At the end of the training, you could hear applauses and see excitement in each of the storytellers. They couldn't wait to share their stories with their loved ones. They wanted to know when the stories will be uploaded, as they will share on their social media platforms. Coming from a community with high rate of poverty and lack of opportunity, I will use digital storytelling technology to help young people air their voices and inspire others to aim for greatness. I believe stories help us endure hard times and reflect on the future. Telling stories, for instance, on how some of us have had to endure hard time to get to where we are, will help the community to work on their goals and not give up. Thank you so much.